Hello YouTube, it is me, Raina, and I am back. I just came back from seeing the new Spider-Man movie, Across the Spiderverse, Part 1. You might hear some thunder and lightning in the background because it is storming here, so just in case you know that. But anyway, that won't sour my mood because this movie was amazing. Now, I know I'm late in seeing this, but I will not say any spoilers. I just want to give my overall thoughts and feelings on the movie. Just to put I won't say a con or maybe a critique out in the forefront so I can just go ahead and start praising it. My only critique is that this did feel like a part one. I know it's a part one, but it does feel egregiously like the movie just stops when it was just going to get going. I understand leaving the cliffhanger because there's a lot there to resolve, and it was going to be impossible to resolve in one movie, and now I understand why they split this particular story into two parts, which I do agree with. But it did feel like a part one. I feel like this does feel like half a story, but because we've seen that in the movies where they do part one and part two, but I feel like for the most part, the first part does feel like its own movie, and the second one feels like it too. Like Avengers Infinity War and Endgame, like with, sorry to put this in here, but, Deathly Hallows Part 1 and Part 2 feel like two kind of different own movies. But anyway, just to put that out there. But now that's on the back burner. Now I'm going to praise it. This is a great movie. Fantastic movie, fantastic animation as always. I love the character work here. I love that we got more into Gwen as a character and what she went through and everything. The same with Miles and even with the other Spider-Man with, Oscar Isaac's character, Miguel. I like that we see more into him. He does make a formidable villain. And even the other guy who we did not know was going to be a main villain, even I got kind of what he was. And there's a lot of theories online. I've been trying to stay away from spoilers, but I did see one thing that kind of piqued it, and I saw it. And when I saw the movie, I understand what that was. I'm not going to mention it here. If you know what I'm talking about, you would see it. But anyway, I loved that there was a lot of twists and turns that we did not know going into this movie. And there are so many surprises, so many Easter eggs. I nearly screamed a few times in the theater. It would have been awkward because, I'm seeing this so late and there wasn't that many people in the theater. And, it'll be awkward to see a grown woman scream at the screen. But it was that type of movie. I just love seeing all the different Spider-Men, and I love seeing certain versions of the character, if you know what I mean. It was really surreal at some points to see certain universes in this movie, and it just put a smile on my face. And you can tell the people behind this movie love this character and the many iterations of this character throughout the decades, from comic books to animation to video games to live action. No matter what, this character, it really shows how Spider-Man as an icon, as this superhero, has been kind of there throughout the ages. And, it really culminates in this movie. And I'm going to assume it's going to even more culminate in the next movie. And I cannot wait for that. I know that if this already blew our minds, I know the second half of this will. Like I said, twists and turns are fantastic. I love what they did here, and when it came to the final act of this movie, I got emotional at some points. I love that we got more time, like I said, with Gwen and her world and Miles and his with their parents. And, it really grounds these characters as they're not just Spider-Man, doing whatever. They are kids, and, they do have parents, and they have these futures. Especially Miles wants to go to university and do all this stuff, and can he do that with being Spider-Man? And now with this whole entire universe, Spider-Verse, that's kind of in danger now. What's going to happen? And I cannot wait to see what happens in the second half of this universe. But just as for this movie, amazing character work, amazing storytelling, an amazing way to kind of really not hold our hands, but to really explain the whole, Spider-Verse and what it means and the impact that it has on not only Miles, but every single Spider person. And I just love that. So what are your thoughts on this movie? Leave your comments down below, and bye YouTube.